Hello students, welcome to all of you. In my previous lecture, you have studied about chemical kinetics, what is the meaning of kinetics and from which letter it has been derived. And also we have studied in detail what is rate of reaction, what is instantaneous rate of reaction, and how they are determined. And in today's lecture, we are going to learn one more new point of this very topic, that is rate law or rate equation. So children, this point is very crucial, and that is crucial to the point of not only from this point rate law or rate equation, this is also crucial to explain about next point which we have to study in this very chapter, that is order of reaction and molecularity of the reaction. So it is of very much significance. So what is the rate law? So generally children's rate law expresses the relationship between rate of reaction and the concentration of the reactants. And rate law or rate equation can more simply be defined as rate law is the representation of rate of reaction in terms of concentration of the reactants is called rate law, or also known as rate equation. Once more I am repeating the definition. This rate law is the representation of rate of reaction in terms of concentration of a reactant is called a rate law. Alright? This definition of rate law can better be explained by taking a simple general equation. Let's consider a general reaction which possesses as AA plus BB changing into CC plus DD, where small a, small b, small c and small d represents the stoichiometric coefficients of reactants and products respectively. Listen children, suppose we are considering a general reaction which is proceeding as, and in this the small letters means coefficients of, that is A, B, C and D, also called stoichiometric coefficients, or in other words the small letters A, B, C and D are called stoichiometric coefficients of the reactants and products respectively. So suppose we have to find out what will be the rate law for this very reaction. So rate law of this reaction can be given as, so rate law is equals to what? That is, rate law is just proportional to molar concentration of reactant A, and suppose its exponent is represented by X, and similarly the molar concentration of reactant B having exponent Y, where X and Y are representing the exponents of reactants A and B respectively, where X and Y represents the exponents of reactants A and B respectively. This can also be written as, so rate law or rate proportional to, that can be written as rate is K into concentration of A to the power X into concentration of B to the power Y. Suppose this is equation 2, where this K The value this k is called rate constant. This k is called rate constant, and equation 2 is called, that is a rate law or rate equation for concern reaction equation first. This equation clearly represents the relationship between rate and the concentration of the reactants. So this expression clearly showing a relationship between the rate of the reaction and the concentration of the reactants. So this equation 2 is also known as a rate expression. This is also known as rate expression, or also called a rate law. The differential form of this equation 2 can be children written like as. Must remember, when we will talk about rate of reaction, always we consider that is convenient, sign of convenience to write the rate of reaction in differential form, means differentiation taking place. So its differential form can be written as this can be written as d by dt of r. And you are knowing that when the differentiation of our rate of reaction is written as a minus, that clearly this sign minus indicating that there is decrease in the concentration of reactant. This minus sign clearly shows that decrease in the concentration of reactant. Okay, so this equation 2 in the differential form can be written like as k, that is a to the power x molar concentration of a to the power x into molar concentration of b to the power y. So children, equation 3 is called differential rate equation or differential rate law for this very reaction, in which the exponents x and y, listen sincerely, the exponents x and y may or may not be equal to the stoichiometric coefficients of reactants. This point is children very crucial. Just I expressing that the exponential coefficient here, the value of exponential coefficient x and y may or may not. This point is very crucial. This exponential coefficient x and y may or may not be equal to the stoichiometric coefficients of reactant A and B. They may be equal, means the value of these x and y may be equal to the stoichiometric coefficient A and B, and may not be equal, means both conditions are possible here. So let's consider another general reaction to explain how this x and y or exponent of x and y are equal to the stoichiometric coefficients A and B are not. So let's consider one more reaction, that is twice NO. You are knowing NO is a nitric oxide. Oxygen gas combined together reacting to form NO2 gas, nitrogen peroxide or nitrogen dioxide. So for this very reaction, suppose we have to determine rate of reaction or rate law of this very reaction. So in the same way children, we can determine the rate law of this very reaction. So rate law of this very reaction can be written as d by dt of R, and you are knowing that that is rate of reaction is always denoted in the case of reactant with a sign negative. So minus d by dt by R is what children? In the same way, that is rate constant K and the exponents are the concentration of reactants that can be written as K into that is NO2, NO 2 moles, so written as such, and O2 that is 1, so it is written as such. So for this reaction, suppose this reaction is X. So for reaction X, the rate law for the reaction X can be written as, and in this children, just you are observing that the exponential coefficient present here NO in 2 and O2 in 1, just identical to the stoichiometric coefficients of the that is given a reaction, means here is 2 and here is 1. So 1 is the stoichiometric coefficient of oxygen and 2 is the stoichiometric coefficient of that is NO. So in this case, the rate law which we are determining for this reaction X is coming similar to that of equation 1. So in this case, this is completely verifying that the value of exponent X and Y means this 2 and 1 may be equal or may not be equal. So in this very reaction, this exponent of NO and exponent of that is oxygen is just similar as to the stoichiometric coefficients 2 and 1 of this very given reaction. This is the means of that is explanation of XY with stoichiometric coefficients. Okay, and in that one more point is that exponential coefficients X and Y may not be equal to the stoichiometric coefficient A and B. So this fundament can be illustrated by taking some other example. So let's consider one more example. These points are children very important for this topic, so you have to be very careful to know and write the expressions clearly and correctly. So let's consider one more reaction, that is when chloroform reacts with chlorine, resulting the formation of carbon tetrachloride and hydrogen chloride. So in this very reaction, suppose we have to write a rate law. So d by dt of R will be what, children? That will be written in this very reaction. You are clearly observing that the stoichiometric coefficient of chloroform and chlorine both is 1. Alright, but find what will be the rate law for this equation. So rate law for this equation can be written as, that is concentration of CaCl3, that is K, where K is what? K is a rate constant, CaCl3, and the concentration of Cl2 to the half. So in this very reaction, children, it is very clear that the exponents of chloroform, that is 1, and exponent of chlorine is half, that is not equals to the stoichiometric coefficients of the given reaction. Means there is 1 is the stoichiometric coefficient for chloroform, 1 is of that chlorine, and here that is just it is changed, and that is only derived or determined by experimental means, not by theoretical means, or not by only merely looking the balanced chemical reaction. Be careful, student, for this point. In this very reaction, the balanced chemical reaction has been written, and according to the first statement that is the exponent X and Y may or may not be equal to the stoichiometric coefficient. So in this very reaction, these 2 points are varying, means the coefficient, the exponents of this CaCl3 is 1, exponents of Cl2 is half, while that of stoichiometric coefficient of chloroform is 1 and that is chlorine of 1. So that is just the value of xy may not, here may not, are not equals to the stoichiometric coefficients of the reactants chloroform and chlorine. So that clearly showing the verification that exponents of the reactants may not be equal to the stoichiometric coefficient, and that is only can determined by experimentally, not by only merely looking the violent chemical reaction or by theoretically. This is the main difference. Means you can conclude that, children, the rate law can be derived or determined only by experimentally, not by theoretically, or not only by merely looking a balanced equation. Alright? One more equation just I writing. You are knowing this very compound, that is ethyl acetate. Name of this very compound is ethyl acetate. Suppose when reacts with water, resulting the formation of ethanoic acid and ethanol. This is ethanoic acid and this is ethanol. In this very reaction, children, suppose you have to write rate law of this very reaction. So rate law of this reaction can be written as minus d. In the same way, d by dt of R will be K into the concentration of this reactant CS3COOC2H5 and concentration of water. So in this, it is experimentally determined that the concentration of water doesn't change, means 0, and concentration of this ethyl acetate is 1. So in this very reaction, children, also the exponents of this CH3COC2H5 and H2O are differing clearly from the stoichiometric coefficients of ethyl acetate and water. So this is also confirming, verifying that the value of x and y which were obtaining in exponents of the reactants may be equal or may not be equal to the stoichiometric coefficients of the reactants. So from these illustrations or from these points, it is very clear that the rate law can only be determined by experimental means, not by theoretically or by, that is, by looking merely a balanced chemical reaction. So must remember, this is very important point for you. Question comes that write the rate law for the given reaction, in which you have to express that how exponents are equal or not equal to the stoichiometric coefficients of the reactant. So children, that's all today. In next lecture, we will study one more important point of this very chapter, that is order of reaction and molecularity of reaction. So that's all today. Thank you very much. Stay safe.